everybody, welcome back to Late Night with Cap on Wednesday night. Thanks for coming by. Uh, we got a good show today. We got my good buddy Rogue Disney coming online. Uh, so we can't wait to get started. So I'm going to introduce him. He's a theme park guru, Rogue Disney. So let's see how's it going, man?
Howdy. Zord's sleeping. It's been a long day. You guys might have seen some of it. So Zord's taking a little nap right now. But I'm here to talk about
Some cool
things
stuff.
some things you may not know about me, and then some theme park things that I might not even know.
Yeah, maybe we'll check it out. So we got a cool lineup to go. Before we really get kind of kicked off here, I do want to kind of make a little announcement here that we had a good fan of ours that followed a lot of our channels and kind of hung out with us in the chat and was a good person. His name was Avery Cruz, and unfortunately, we found out he passed away pretty recently. So we're just gonna do a quick little remembrance for him. He was a good guy, and I'll tell you a little story when I'm done about him. So. Yeah, so I don't know if you all knew this, some do, but one of my favorite stories about Avery was when him and I were in the chat, we're kind of joking around, and we were on inside the booth with Dan and Tabitha, and he he was joking around, and all of a sudden the trolls came in, and he was kind of the casualty of the blocking, and he got mistakenly blocked by Dan, and I thought that was pretty funny. So we always use that as a joke. Don't block me like he blocked Avery. Dan will be nice because Dan is the law. So it was a good story. He will be missed. Rogue, did you happen to have him come on your channel quite a bit? I don't remember.
So around that time, I think he was on one or two live streams in the chat, but we more interacted on other channels like Midnight's Edge and stuff like that. We were more interacted as like group fans of other things.
Yeah.
My streaming schedule in April and like earlier, I didn't start streaming until they let us stream at like 100 followers in mobile. So it's like, but he was always clever. He had good takes on things. He had a nice sense of humor. Like it was a shock.
Yeah.
Like I just thought like, oh, he got busy and he couldn't get on to, like that happens, right? Like people get busy and you can't be on social media as much. I just thought that's what happened, and it was kind of a shock.
Yeah, we kind of heard about it from a couple of our friends, and so condolences to his family. I know it's been kind of rough on that. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get going here. We got a pretty cool show lined up for you all. Let me go ahead and say hi to a couple people. We got R2 the Icky. Howdy, bud. How you doing? Doing pretty good. He does have to say something. He wants to know, but does he know anything about lizards? So, Rogue, he's challenging you to a lizard.
I know how they taste. Does that count? Like,
why? Do you know why?
I've had so they were a nuisance species down in South Florida, so I have had green iguana before, so I do know how a lizard and I know how gator tastes, but I don't know if that necessarily counts as knowing lizards, but I know what seasoning to do with them.
Okay,
does that work?
Maybe I'll have you on as a co-interview to where you guys can talk about lizards.
he'll tell me the best ones to plump up to farm with.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll grow some tegus or something.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Might be a good episode. We also got Sam all the way, Sam from across the Atlantic. I think it's morning for him. Good to see you, Sam. Hope you're doing well. Then we got Mrs. R2 the Icky here. Hello. I hope everything was well for you. And the little one. And then we got Knight's Chill. Yeah. I think he just subscribed.
He just followed me today on Twitter. like
Well, thank you.
couple of
I
minutes
like your.
ago.
I wonder. I guess the question is that you in your photo? Because that'd be pretty cool if that's your costume. I think that would be kind of neat.
That's
And we got
Martian Manhunter,
Phil.
right?
Yeah. Yes, that was. Yes. Yeah. Yep. So you can. Looks like a pretty cool costume. So maybe you can tell us if that's actually him. Then we got Phil TMT here, one of the coolest Ninja Turtles out there. That also knows Jedi tricks and dances in a hot dog outfit. So you can check him out. He's a pretty cool guy. It's good to see you. And then we got the Bugle Daily here. He says when Spider-Man malfunctioned and crashed into the wall at the Disney park, Spider-Man had it coming. True, possibly. And it's funny you said because
He's jumping the gun.
might be a topic. Yeah. So, and then R2 just says, "I never ate them. So you're just uncivilized, Tom."
Times are getting tough, man. You gotta go for different food sources.
And crocodile has a fishy taste, according to Stan.
I have not had crocodile before. I've only had alligator, so I'm very curious.
Well, you live close to alligators, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if the saltwater aspect changes the protein makeup.
Okay. Did not know that. That's a fun fact to know. And then All Knights says that is not him in the picture. Okay. That's okay. It's so cool though.
What is R2 saying? What?
Crap, mega crap. I don't know what that means.
Are you having some issues right now? Or do you need some like Pepto-Bismol?
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that, and hopefully he can make it through the stream because I think he's my one mod that's here at the moment. So, and then we got Salty Nerd here. Hey man, it's either Alex, Kadish, or Matt. So Matt Vader. So hopefully it's one of them.
Oh, I should have gotten that. Oh, I feel bad now.
Okay.
Oh, it's been a long day for me.
It has been, right? You live stream before you came on. You that's what you do, right? That's what you. For anyone that doesn't know Rogue in the chat here, do you want to kind of go before we get started with my segment of bad design? Why don't you go ahead and kind of introduce yourself, and kind of say a little bit about yourself here?
Okay, so how could I put this? I think I was born into Disney stuff, which is a little weird way to say that, but I've been going since I think about 1 year old, about 3 to 4 times a year, and it was actually a way for me to connect to my dad, really, because he was such a my dad was at the World's Fair. He got lost at the World's Fair, left behind at the 64 World's Fair, and actually my mom's father worked the attractions there during the World's Fair. So we kind of were very much around that Disney concept.
Okay.
And then it just became something that reinforced over years, like everyone else that probably goes there frequently.
Yeah, because you go a lot.
I went a lot before now, and now it's just easier.
So Archie's asking, Rogue was born into Disney, like Bane was born into darkness.
I kind of almost. My a lot of my first memories actually came from there. I mean, even my first kiss happened in Space Mountain when I was like 10 in the theme parks. So it was kind of a weird. Yes, I guess Disney does continue to glorify the Spider Menace.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Disney or Spider-Man.
He always comes in and drops the Spider-Man attacks. It's awesome. I love having him here.
And to be fair to the company before now, it was really a affordable trip for a long time. I know now it's a very different thing right now, but it was something for the middle class, and Walt wanted it that way, and it stayed that way probably until around Iger. Like it was a lot of the implementations now to curtail attendance to increase profit per person. All of that stuff started more so in Iger, not really with Eisner or Tom Staggs. So a lot of people blame Staggs for some of the stuff, but it's more nuanced than that. And then we don't really need to go into all of that. I'm just like theme parks.
Yeah,
That's
you just
all.
like theme parks. I mean, you go to Universal, you go to Disney. I'm not sure
Gatorland
if
is
you
coming up.
Gatorland, and
Gatorland
you're
is
gonna.
coming up.
Do you ever? You probably go to SeaWorld too, right? And
I go to
Legoland. I
see,
know it's in the area.
yeah. And I, so I might have to go up at some point to see my brother. So if I'm doing that, I will stop by Hershey and parks along
Right.
the way. So a little road trip.
Okay. Well,
King's
early
Dominion.
on, yeah, early on, we're gonna cover some pretty neat old um, theme parks. So it might be a cool. Might some of you might have been to these when they were open. So we'll check them out.
R2. One thing, R2. I would not blame Chapek for everything right now. Just to say, um, he is a whipping boy for a lot of the Disney community and Disney fans, but he was also the whipping boy when Iger was in charge. So Josh D'Amaro just have to get some blame. I know people really like him. I'm just saying, like, you can't be.
Can't blame it on one person.
Well, you
There's a
can't
lot of
blame it
stuff.
on. You can't blame it on Chapek when he was in control of the parks, and now that he's in control of everything, you still blame him, but you don't blame the subordinate.
Well, yeah, you always blame the top guy. This is
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
So it looks like it might be Jude that's the salty nerd. So we'll
Hi, Jude.
hi Jude. We'll be really nice to you if it's Jude.
Ryan, I'm not ignoring you.
So yeah, we do have a couple other people coming in. But before we say hi to some other folks, I do want to start off with like always. Every time I late night with Cap, we have our little um, bad design segment. Basically, I show you some odd design that happen around in the world. There's a lot out there, and we kind of just laugh at it, kind of see if you can notice why it's bad, and go from there. This is the first one. Now I don't know if you have these at the theme parks. These type of
The
shirts,
so
but
there is a outlet right outside of Disney Springs on the east coast side of
hey
High
Ryan, how
Fort
you doing? Yeah,
that
yeah.
actually has a bunch of those type of shirts. It's actually really cheap. They're about $5. So compared to the $30 you spend for a Disney shirt, you can get some really funny ones.
So yeah, so this might have been on purpose, or it might have been like an actual baseball, a little softball team that
Maybe
they
it's a
thought it'd be cool.
porta potty company.
Yeah, yeah, it
Like they
could
could be
it
they
it
could
could
be
be.
like someone that goes around and because a lot of times those companies have clever names. Like if they're one of
Mhm.
those porta john like drop off on a work site type thing.
Yeah, yeah.
If it is that, then it's clever design. If it isn't, then it's not
Well,
clever at
I
all.
know what they're going for. They're going for like the big S,
Yeah.
and they were just saying super with a big S, not knowing that if they didn't do the big H with the hitters, it probably would have gone better. Um,
At least
where are these shirts at? I don't know. It was something I found out on the internet as far as bad designs. So that's that's what I found. So the next one is another funny one, another typo, kind of a weird way of making your words kind of blend together with the eye, because that always matters because your eye kind of fills in space there. So what do you think it says there, Rogue? without without saying it online? Oh, I think he's frozen. Uh-oh. Well, it says, unfortunately, it looks like Rogue froze. Hopefully I'm okay. So yeah, it says 10 bleeping lights, which I thought was pretty funny, especially for Christmas. And it it does spacing with your letters is always a good um, is also a good one. Yes, nice. I don't know if I can say that yet on YouTube. I'm new here, so but that's pretty funny. Yeah, I'm laughing at that. I when I first saw that, I was like, "Yep, that's a good typography um, adjustment." So it looks like he's back. Um,
I have
I-
to apologize. So I'm very near to where things get shot up into space, and sometimes that knocks out my internet.
So are you on the moon?
I'm not on the moon, but I'm close enough where I that doesn't knock out stuff. And
So R2 says tag me if he doesn't come back. So
I
we'll
I
see how it
I
goes.
I apologize.
No, you're
But
good.
that does happen, and I don't know when all the launch schedules are.
Yeah, and to answer Ryan's question, it's Ray Palpatine, not Skywalker. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So the next one, the last one here, I just kind of want to show you is another typography issue because typography is important when you are designing. I think the sign was supposed to say fashion art, but it's that just like the super hitters, you've got a big F that kind of they don't take in the part of the other part of the word.
I honestly think this could have been easily fixed with changing the color of art. Like if you
Maybe.
had maybe I'm just saying like it's not as bad. I think it's not as bad as the super hitters. Like they could have lowered something down a little bit. Like like I said, it's a good attempt, but I think
Yeah, fashion art. I mean, it could be a fashion fart. I mean, it could be pretty funny like that.
but
So
the color scheme is good. I'll
yeah,
say
I'm
that.
not sure how it passed the marketing department. Some of them, I think they're like one. The first design was it was kind of I think it was a homemade design, but this one literally came out of the
Maybe
thing.
it's not English as the first language.
Yeah, and then when you were kind of let's see here, it looks like R2 says you're not on the moon, you're on Uranus.
Well, that'd be a little bit hard.
Yeah, that'd be
It's
way hard.
odd atmosphere there, and I'd be kind of frozen and boiling at the same time.
Hey,
So
theme park, how you doing? He said he was
hey,
really
theme park.
excited about this stream, by the way, because of you. So he must be a big
Oh,
fan of
because
yours.
of me? Oh, thank you, theme park. I didn't
Yeah,
know I had fans.
he's another park hopper.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm looking forward
but
to
he's
him.
on the West Coast, so
Yeah, I'm looking forward to his content. I mean, Knott's Berry Farm is a really cool park, and they have great pies.
yeah. I was there when I was probably 8 or something. Not very young. So, and then again, if you just so you know, I am on the side. I do design some stuff for the community and things like that. So if you're looking for a graphic designer uh, or anyone help with any suggestions or anything like that, you can definitely contact me on my Instagram. And there's some cool stuff there that I've done. So let's go ahead and kick this off. I mean, like I said, there was some theme park news that happened pretty recently. And I think the Daily Bugle is going to like this one. I think you kind of mentioned it already. Um, but there was an incident where there's a new event or a show at Disneyland in the new Marvel area. So I don't know if you all been there or not.
The show has
Um,
been going actually very well for about maybe 6 months, I think.
yeah.
Oh, Tabitha.
It's going pretty good. So, anyways, this is on an Instagram account, MD Glee SMZ. I'm gonna give him credit that he captured this video, but I'll go ahead and play it, and we'll kind of see what happens. So this is a show at Disneyland. So he flies through the air there, and then, bam, he hits the wall. So
So,
is he does kind of a flip there, and I think that wall's supposed to come down, but he nails
no.
that wall right into the.
So there were two main errors that actually occurred here, and I think one of them was a safety thing, because the animatronic froze. It's supposed to bring up its knees to its chest, and it also wasn't released from the cable. So I think they knew the animatronic was in fault, because it should have cleared the wall right away. Basically, once it got to the apex, it should have actually brought the knees in, and the arms would have actually went out. So I think it was two failures, and I think they made the right choice by not letting it go in the flat position. It could
See, I
have been
told
worse.
you. Kids shouldn't be looking up at that menace hero anyway. Let's see, he's great. It's great.
It's a very advanced animatronic though. The time they put
Yeah.
into it is very advanced for.
So this isn't at Walt Disney World, correct?
So I actually heard some interesting news and tidbits about their whole contractual terms with Universal. Anything post Guardians of the Galaxy, they are allowed to use in Disney theme parks on east of the Mississippi. Prior to Guardians of the Galaxy, they cannot. So that
Okay.
explains why Guardians are in Epcot right now and why they were able to use Guardians and Doctor Strange for a while, pre current whatever going on,
Okay.
as advertisements in
Right.
Disney parks. They just can't use the words like Avengers
Okay,
or
that's odd.
like there are
Why would
certain.
they?
Well, they also so it's because of how the contract is worded with Universal. There are certain terms they cannot use in marketing. That's why they can't, like, they don't have an Avengers shirt for sale. They can't
Okay.
use it. But it's interesting to note that going forward, they might be able to use some things like the X-Men or something inside of the parks. It's a
Oh,
very
that'd be cool. I do like the Marvel area and Universal.
oh,
That was a pretty cool fun land. Yeah.
that's a great area, and honestly better than the Hulk is a better ride than Guardians. I'll give it that right away.
Right. Yeah. So, and I think you've been at Universal, right, on your channels a few times.
I've been on Universal quite a bit, yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're not just solely Disney. So you're
No,
all.
no, 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 no. I love Universal. Actually, right now, Universal's a better bargain. It's still
Yep.
expensive, but you get more for what you pay for. I don't want to say it's cheap necessarily. And hey, Joker Voice.
Hey, Joker Boys, thanks for showing up today. So good to have you. It's Hail Rogue Disney. Yeah, you're quite the popular guy.
Um,
So
uh,
so yes, it is an animatronic. It's a very advanced animatronic. This Spider-Man. I think it
that's
came
actually
out
not
last year.
that's not an animatronic right now. That is actually a character performer going down the wall.
Yeah. I was yeah, the photo on there is so it's a mixture. So it's got the actor who he jumps around and kind of does backflips and climbs on walls. And they kind of do all those kind of things.
I thought it was
I
I thought it was cool when they opened it up that they actually had Tom Holland there in outfit.
yeah. So I was gonna kind of just play it here so you can actually see what the show is, and so they kind of flip through the air here, and he does some go back. He says hi to the crowd, and I don't think I'm sharing audio. You probably can't hear audio, right?
I can hear some of it. You lowered it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I would
guess I'm not
probably
sharing
better to
audio.
mute it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, he, like I said, he flies. He kind of goes through it, and then he goes does some backflips. So it's a real person, and then it gets to the sorry here, where he actually does the flip where he failed. I think it's coming up here. So I don't know where he went. Did I miss it?
There'll be you can see the hot spot.
There he goes. There he goes. So he flies through the air, and then see he's supposed to go over
Yeah.
over the wall, and then the actor kind of pops out over here on the side. So I haven't seen this in person, but it does look pretty cool.
I know Tugs, that Tug Life for Park Hopping, got to see all that in person.
Right.
I'm still waiting to get over there. I think they made a great land there, and they did what Galaxy's Edge should have been.
Yeah, that was a video done again, I think by Attractions magazine. And then there's another video where it actually shows I found how the animatronic works, like when it flips through the air. So I'm gonna show that one too. So that was so you can actually see. This is pretty impressive thing here. So you can see that it's fully like a robot, and then I'm not sure what this guy's saying. Hold on. So you can see there's the animatronic. They pick him up with the cord, and then so everything's kind of animatronic here, and then they fling him, and then he kind of flips through the air.
So you can actually see probably the pose that he was going for is actually the second pose was probably the one meant for that launch. It is a fascinating animatronic, and I heard that they were thinking about doing some of that for some of their Cirque du Soleil performances in the future for some larger effects, like larger things that may not be safe for people. But
Yeah, so maybe they'll do more. I know I know they have other people swinging across course, but they're cables, but they're real people. I know they
yeah,
have like Black Widow and Black Panther. They have all the Avengers over there. So if you have a chance, go to Disneyland. Yeah, maybe, let me know how it goes, and maybe maybe I'll.
Pim's Test Kitchen. Everything I hear about that is amazing. So if you are in Avengers Campus, the chicken sandwich is really cool. Like they have a lot of gimmick food that actually tastes good. So and
Yeah.
Disneyland always actually has better quick service options in terms of quality than Disney World. It's always been that way because they don't care as much about us over here.
Oh, okay.
They don't. We the about 80 to 85% of the profits come in through Walt Disney World, so they know they have a cash cow, so they only do what they have to. They don't give us a lot.
So, you did said you when did you start your channel? Like, was it a year ago or?
About a year ago. I made it. I actually like created it 2018 when I found my dog.
Okay.
So I don't know if anyone, not that many people, I don't know how many people know this story. I have a English bulldog mixed with a Louisiana Shepherd dog that I found on 95 in South Carolina driving home from Disney.
Oh
Uh, she
wow.
she has a when I found out what the breed was and everything like that, and she has like white streaks going down her face. I'm like, okay, you look like Rogue from X-Men. You to me, you look like
Oh,
Rogue.
okay.
So that's where the channel name came from. I'm like, I
Okay.
know. At that point, I knew I was going to be moving down here. I was house hunting and everything. I'm like, you know what? I can see other people like me doing Disney stuff. I'm gonna make a channel. So that's where the name came from. It wasn't out of nowhere. It was basically based on finding my dog. I'm like, okay, that's the channel.
So it's named after your dog, and then because you found it around Disney and you like Disney, you just called Rogue.
Yeah. I found her on the way home
That
from a trip.
then that makes sense because when you introduce yourself, you're like, my name's Rogue, like, and you say uh, Rogue. You don't say Rogue One like Star Wars. You say Rogue like X-Men. So that makes sense now because
That's
of
why
how
that's why I
the
always
dog.
say it
Yeah.
that way. It's she in my mind she looks like that.
So there you go. You answered a question of one of your adoring fans.
Uh,
So and it looks
I'm
like
glad it makes sense now, Tabitha.
yeah. And so it looks like Joker voice used to work at Disneyland. So that's pretty cool. Because
I can, I
you
can
did used
understand.
to work there too, right? Right.
I did college program. I started out in culinary and then got moved to tour guides.
Okay. And how was that kind
Hey,
of experience?
Haley, by the way. Um, I actually really adored being a tour guide. At that point in time, it was a little bit more special, a little bit more. Um,
Thanks for coming by, Lee.
the families felt a little bit more happy to be there. They didn't feel as entitled. The tips were amazing. Like it was
Okay.
not. I did it for one tour in the program. I didn't do it that much. You never said you were a fan, Tabitha.
Yeah,
That
she said she
hurts.
never was a fan. So that's
But that was
I'll have to bleep that out later.
um, that was during the um, like around 2008 was when I
Yeah.
was doing that. I was surprised my lead in the culinary when I started just spouting off Disney facts every time I was cooking. Said you're in the wrong spot and moved me out of there, um,
Okay.
which was interesting. I got in there because I did a lot of cooking in my like early teens. Did Chinese food shops. I
Mhm.
did pool snack bars, all that. That was my Oh, you were custodial?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
And he
I
said
knew a lot of friends.
he worked his way through college, but the college program was after his time. I
I
think that's
gotcha.
pretty new.
It was
And
a development to cut labor costs because you get
Of
credits
course.
and stuff like that instead. So, but Disneyland had a far less college program, I think, than Disney World does. Disneyland always had more actual career-driven people that worked there, and they had pride about that. And I think that's some things
Yeah.
that a lot of those people that got let go and furloughed were those people that had pride about it. Not saying current
Hey,
staff
Maria.
doesn't. Hey,
So, yeah, I've had a few. I think I have known a few people have done the college program, and they're 50-50. They like it, or I guess it depends on your experience. If you get to do
I think it
school
also
or
depends where you live during it.
okay.
Also, because I was not on campus, I had my own place, so it was a little bit less crazy.
Hmm. Can you imagine living on campus with a bunch of Disney workers and fans?
From my understanding, it was very loose environment, so to speak. Um, it was
That
not.
said nicely.
Yeah, I think that was the best way I could put that.
So here you go. Here's a cool fact. So he was there 6 years, 1 month, 10 days. Not that I counted. And the summer of '89 through '95. So that was a very different time in Disney.
that was definitely during Eisner's reign, a little bit before too. That was a hard time for Disney fans.
Okay. Guess Lee knows about this. Lots of sing-alongs. So yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty. I never did anything like that. So it sounds like it would be a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, I loved the people I worked with, and my boss at the time was awesome. We would do trivia nights together at a bar about Disney stuff, and if I got
Yeah.
more, I got a better tour group the next day because there were some people that just didn't feel like they they were playing the part. I really kind of liked talking about the stuff.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you fine. I was just reading some of the
Okay.
comments.
Okay. So yeah. So basically, you theme park grounds. So I have a list of like abandoned theme parks. I'm wondering if you've ever been to them or if you've heard of them. So I was gonna.
I maybe might have been to one or two of them, maybe.
Okay. Well, let's see. I do have that list here, so let me pull this up. And this was something kind of interesting that I found. Some of these I've heard of, and some of them I haven't. So this is from the travel.com, and this is like the 10 most haunted, supposedly haunted theme parks in the world. So they pull out, they have a list of quite a few of them. So these are just either they ran out of money or some disaster happened. So the first one is called Spree Park. So this one is in Berlin, Germany, and it first opened in 1969, and I guess it closed down in 2002. Just old rides, and it had some iconic Ferris wheel, I guess, but I guess it just kind of
Haven't been to that
ran
one.
out of its glory.
Haven't been to that one. Been to
Have not been
Berlin,
to
but
this one.
I've been to Berlin, but I've never been to that.
So it looks like it's got a pretty cool Ferris wheel there, and a nice maybe has some a dinosaur attraction. Um, but I guess it's pretty creepy after sunset, which they probably could film some movies here about that. So
I
hold
don't
on, I
think
got
Ryan.
something. I got to highlight.
I don't think Ryan would like what's happening to that dinosaur right now.
So so it says R2 says here JV probably knows where all the bodies are buried at Disneyland. He might know that. So
They're all in the haunted mansion.
say that again.
They're all in the haunted mansion.
Okay. Yeah, they're probably all the haunted mansion.
You think those
And
are animatronics?
maybe there is an old ghost story that there's supposedly a boy in the Disney one. So, let's see here. So let's see here. It says Matthew Webb here said, or Matthew W here says, my bedroom is creepy after night. He. Okay. He's I know him. He's a good friend. He's a good buddy of mine. So he's actually my brother-in-law. So he's coming
Hi.
in kind of being funny. And then Joker voice says, bodies? Nah, but Walt's head is kept next to the storage for the ice cream sandwiches. Okay,
I thought it'd be
very
with the
cool.
Mickey bars.
The next one is Atlantis, Atlantis Marina Park. I guess this opened in '81, and this one was in Australia, Perth, Australia. It was next to the water, of course, and I guess after the '87 stock market crash, it kind of closed after 9 years. But it looks like they had a pretty cool, you know, Triton there and some other. I don't have any other
That's
fishes, but the footage
that is a really creepy looking Poseidon.
it is. That's what I say. It was very very creepy looking, but I guess I had live dolphin shows and pedal boat rides, so maybe it was like SeaWorld. Could have been like SeaWorld.
Actually, looking at it and looking up some of the stuff, it'd actually be closer to Marineland up in Palm Coast. Looking at what Marineland, which originally was, and actually predates SeaWorld in terms of a dolphin attraction type thing in Florida. Sorry.
How I wonder how long SeaWorld's been around. Do you know?
Think 80s. Marineland was around since like the 50s.
So it looks like you and Joker Voice can probably get along here. It says here, I've been in Walt's apartment above the fire station on Main Street. So
that I have. So it's been 25 years since I've been to Disneyland.
He is Jack on rides.
And so I really want to get back over there. I'm waiting for things to be a little bit less in California, but I'm definitely going to make the trip back over soon. For a Disney fan, it is a special place the first time you walk in there. It's just kind of it is special. Did JT just mute himself? 73. Thanks.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you just muted yourself for a second.
Uh-oh. Hold on. I got audio issues.
But now you're fine. I can hear you now. All right. I was guessing, Lee. I'm not the SeaWorld expert. I was close.
Yeah, sorry. I was having audio issues there. So now we're doing pretty good now. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
You wouldn't have YouTube live stream if you didn't have audio issues, right?
Hey, imagine how hard it is when you're not near anything to fix anything.
Yeah. Because you do all your live streams live in the park, so you have you have a little bit. You have the issues with Wi-Fi not working or people or some other things. So you did say every time I walked into Disneyland, I was always kind of awed by it. It was always
the first time I walked in.
Cool.
I was 8 the first time I walked in there, and I actually bawled my eyes out. I won't lie about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I cried about it, but it was always a magical thing.
Put it this way, my dad was a stoic man, and seeing him, because that was his first time being there too, seeing him break down about it was sort of what made me and my brother, we just kind of started following along.
Okay. Says here, good luck with California. Just stop in Vegas, more fun.
There are rides there. There are definitely rides
in Vegas. The one in New York is a little clunky. Kind of terrifies me. But so the other one that I want to kind of show here is this is the one that's kind of sad. This is Pripyat. I think it's don't count my words. But this is the one in Ukraine. This is the theme park that was around the Chernobyl disaster. So this park got shut down just because of that. But it looks like they had this one's still there. You can walk around it, kind of check it out. But it's it looks like it has some bumper cars, a Ferris wheel, swing boats. So yeah, there's that park there. And then there's Six Flags New Orleans, another disaster one.
I have been there.
Yeah, this one was shut down because of the Hurricane Katrina. So, So this one does not exist anymore. Doesn't look like it, anyways.
Answering Matt, he was in there.
Nuclear power bumper cars. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's about yeah, yeah. You think Trump will be added to the Hall of Presidents at Disney?
He was
Uh,
there. He
he's
was at the
there.
attraction. I mean, the animatronic was clearly skinned. It was, you
Was
could
he
tell it
really
was supposed.
tan?
Well, no, no. So the frame from the animatronic and the way the skin laid, you could clearly tell that it was meant to be someone else. They thought someone else, because they normally start working these well before the election
Oh,
was
really?
done.
They had a. We can't really say that on YouTube, so we have to like kind of be.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm trying to
They
be
thought it was
very.
someone else. Okay. All right. All right. Very
And
cool.
just to clarify, Marineland was 1961. Was a little off, so I wanted to clarify that.
Yeah,
But
and then
it still predates SeaWorld by a good time, and
right.
even Disney World. Doesn't predate Disneyland, obviously. That was 55, but
Okay. So Archie says, Bright Sun Films has a great doc on Six Flags New Orleans.
oh,
So
I have to check that out.
yeah, we'll check out. Thanks for the info there. If you Archie, you are a mod, so if you have a link to that, you can probably put it in the. Yeah, yeah. That's what we're saying.
If you have seen pictures of it, you can tell.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that.
Here's another one, Chippewa Lake Amusement Park. This one again, another Ferris wheel kind of run down. Poor management, nothing exciting here. But it was, it was around for 100 years, and then it closed in 1978. So it was probably one of the first theme parks in the U.S. This one is called Dedy Park, and this one's in Belgium. This one was shut down because of an accident. This is a water park. Some kid lost his arm going down one of the slides, and
I actually want to correct you on something. The oldest theme park I actually used to visit a lot when I lived in New York. It was actually
okay.
Lake
Well, I didn't
Compact.
say it was. I thought it could be because it was 100 years.
It's been open 170 years.
Oh wow. Well, this one isn't open anymore. It's
No.
closed.
It's if people in Connecticut area or Upper New York, it's actually next to ESPN. So like the big ESPN
Okay.
satellite
Yeah, Chippewa is an
center,
Indian tribe, I believe. Yep.
and you get free soda there because Pepsi sponsors it now. So it's
Okay.
it's a cool theme park, but it's one if you're in that area, stop by.
All
It's
right.
fun. It's nice. It's a good family friendly. It's a mixed water park, theme park. I went to it for like 20 years.
Yeah.
New York.
This one, this one from Belgium, shut down because of a ride accident. Then those happen, right? At the theme park, those do happen. But I don't know how. I don't know how real tragic.
So there's a movie
one.
with Johnny Knoxville in it recently about a theme park that was like the most dangerous in America. It used to be called Action Park. It was in New Jersey. They changed the name for the movie, but the similar attraction to this, it was like toboggan type bobsled. There would be people coming off with broken bones consistently from that attraction.
Yeah, that's sort of what happened here, but the kid looks like yeah, just let's see here. It's in I had it, but yeah, the kid safety concerns, and I read that the kid kind of lost his lost his arm, which is crazy to think you're going down one of those slides. Here's Williams Grove Amusement Park. This looks like an old wooden roller coaster, which were the thing at the time. This one opened in 1850 to 2005. Just shut down because of age. They did reopen it one time on Halloween in 2016, so that probably would have been kind of cool to see at night, right?
Oh yeah. Also,
Halloween.
I mean, yeah. The abandoned theme parks are actually also really fun to walk around. To say.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of low budget filmmakers love using them. And this is a Bolala. I'm gonna mispronounce that word probably. Boblo, maybe Boblo. And this is another amusement park that just kind of got old. But basically, they say it's had a Space Needle ride, went from side to side on the streamer. It just creepy and kind of old. And then this one kind of, I was like, wow, this didn't make it. But this one's called Gulliver's Kingdom Amusement Park. This is in Japan. um,
Um,
right below the Mount Fuji or Fiji. So they built almost like a lifelike size Gulligan, uh, Gulliver. Sorry, whoop. And they basically, it's over from the 18th century story there. So it was a 147 long statue, and I guess it was part of the park. But I don't know if you now. I am not going to try to say this forest, but this is a forest in Japan
it
that
looks like it's
is.
just below the Mount Fuji.
It is. It is below Mount Fuji, and there's a forest called Suicide Forest, and they built this theme park right on the edge of it. And if you know anything about Japan, that forest is very. They say it's very cursed. They don't want anything about anything do with it. They don't like people go in there and disappear or die or just weird things happen there. And so no one wanted to come to this theme park because it was right on the edge of that forest, and that's what according to this article. Uh, that's why they shut it down because poor ticket sales because people just didn't want to go there. But before I showed number one, let's see if there's anything in the chat about. Let's see. Let's
Lee,
see anybody.
if we're gonna do that, we have to not have any identification on us, because the last few people that have done that have been trespassed for life, and there goes all of our
Well,
tickets.
it's funny that he says that because I have a story for maybe that one park. Let's see. Logan Paul got in trouble in that forest. He did. He did get in trouble. I don't know all the full details of the story, but he did. But it is a pretty creepy forest. Let's see what R2's saying here. Closed for storm is the Bright Sun Films abandoned doc. Okay, cool. You can watch it on Prime or TV. So he's talking about that documentary.
There's
Closed for
another
storm.
one. There's also another one on HBO Max called Class Action Doc, which was about the class action lawsuits at Action Park.
Yeah, I think Matthew's talking about the water slide. Yeah, he lost his arms.
Hey man, that was a fun park. I remember climbing out of a raft ride because the tube deflated and I was stuck in this swirling pool and I had to climb up like a 6-foot fence. I stepped on some girl's face to get out. I don't remember what happened after that.
Well,
You do what you gotta do.
yeah, we have a lot of water parks out here in Arizona. We have a few that are pretty cool, but Texas has like massive water parks.
So they're all like hot tub water parks, like 115-degree water.
No, the water's pretty cool. If it's in ground, they can keep it pretty cool. So, and then as long as the water's moving, and they used to have one out here that had like a water, like a wave. They used to make
a wave
waves.
machine. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was always fun. So the number one on this list is River Country Water Park.
That was the saddest thing when they. That was a really great place.
Right.
A pain to get to, because so it's part of Fort Wilderness and Lodge. And
yeah, it was Walt Disney's first water park in Orlando.
Yeah,
and apparently, I mean, maybe you might know more about this. Just no one went there.
Well, okay. So part of the problem was when Typhoon Lagoon opened. So Typhoon Lagoon opened, which was.
It's okay. No worries, Lee. You're good.
So Typhoon Lagoon opened, which was a full water park. This was a very interesting one. I loved it. The backcountry feel to it was kind of unique, and the way they built the slides into the land itself, it was a very fun place. One of the problems was they did use the lake water or lagoon water.
Okay.
So once the whole amoebas and the things that could give you, death, started being a thing, that was one of the issues. Even though they did filter and treat the water before it came into the swimming hole area, it still was a bad PR front. But the main reason was Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon. They opened 2 full water parks. As soon as that happened, it started being half day, 3/4 day. Like they would not run season. They would run seasonally, and then finally they closed it down.
So,
but yeah,
there's some good news about this park. before I get to the good news, but I saw this hat in this photo and I thought it was yours. I think I've seen you wear a hat like this.
I no, that looks like the hat from Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Frog.
So, yeah. So I guess somebody thought that was funny to leave that hat there. But I guess it was restored in 2020, and you can actually go back to that water park. I found it.
It's flattened.
Well, no, and then someone says it's this one.
Okay, where is that?
Oh, no, it's not this one. It's the
So-
name similar.
So let me
So
go
the person who
through.
linked.
So
Yeah,
let
yeah.
me go through to save face for JT a little bit. River Country got flattened recently most of it did, for a DVC resort called Reflections. They canceled that project because of current conditions, and diverted that money to Polynesian, having a new DVC unit and a retrofit of a Grand Floridian building. But there was going to be a Pocahontas themed,
Okay.
and at
I thought they
Pocahontas
reopened it.
I'm sorry.
I'll blame the. Oh, I didn't. I guess I didn't scroll down. I thought it said. I thought that was one for Orlando.
Because the slides don't look correct either, so that's why I was like, oh, okay. But yeah,
maybe I'm just fooling you.
okay.
So, but but those are pretty creepy. It would be kind of neat to go to one at night. Like we don't have anything like that around here. I'm sure it'd be kind of fun
it would be
that.
kind of cool because when I went to college, I used to go to Eastern State Penitentiary. That was a haunted penitentiary where Capone was. Like I would go there on Halloween all the time. It was a cool thing, and they offered tours. I would think that some entrepreneurial business person would be like, "Hey, how about haunted house at an abandoned theme park over Halloween? Maybe a good idea."
Yeah, I mean they have haunted horror nights at Universal, which look
that is
cool.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, they do that every year, right? They go from like September to October.
Luckily, it's not as long as what Disney does for Mickey and Minnie Not So Scary and stuff like that. But Halloween Horror Nights, and honestly, if you're a horror fan, the Frequent Fright option, it's like $200, and you can go to all of them or something like that. Is a great deal. And even Howl-O-Scream, which was SeaWorld's first one this past year, that was really good. It was like $20 tickets. So there are some cool cheap options for the Halloween season. So if you're possibly going to be down here in October for the whole meetup that's going on, hey, some things that could happen.
Yeah, we don't really have like that here. There's like farms and corn. They have like corn mazes, and then they'll make like haunted farms, so that you can like go through like corn maze, a haunted house. They'll build it up like that. So we don't. We used to have in here in Arizona. There used to be a mini theme park. It was kind of like had putt golf, and then like one roller coaster, and it was by a mall out here, Metro Mall, and it was Castle and Coasters. I don't know if it's still even open, but it was when I was younger. That was like the place to go in Phoenix. No one went there in the summertime. They only did the arcade inside, and then rode the water ride, but that was about it. So yeah, there you go. You and theme park can.
I do not have the funds to buy a theme park. That is not in my budget. So not even kiddie coaster or a carnival ride. So.
Well, they are building a massive water park over here by us, a big hotel. So maybe if you ever come out here in Arizona and visit, maybe they'll be open. You can take a look.
I have family in Arizona. I have family in Phoenix. I have been there a few times. Okay. I've been for a little bit. I did go there and get was it Alice Chain's big unit.
Oh yeah.
So
he's from here.
Yeah.
People still play putt golf. They're actually
mini golf in here is a big thing, man. There's like
mini golf is huge in Orlando, but they're building. They have like modern ones where it's almost like Top Golf, and then there's a bar, and then you can have mini golf instead of like a long range one. It's just
I'm
the big
surprised you
world.
guys Arizona doesn't have like an inside park, maybe like Mall of America did, where there's a couple attractions on the inside.
Trust me, we are very surprised too. It's just you. I mean, AC costs a lot, and water. So
So
maybe that's the reason.
water's cheaper than AC.
Yeah, yeah. So like to air conditioners, probably something like that. Like, and the biggest, I would say a complex like that would be where the Arizona Cardinals play, and they pump a lot of cold air in there. So I don't even imagine how expensive that is, and they make billions of dollars. So as I don't know if a theme park would make that much revenue
Oh,
to
I also
handle
think
something like
you
that.
have I mean,
Have
Arizona
you
is
ever been
massive.
to Have you ever been to Vegas Circus Circus? They have like a
Uh,
mini.
so the last time I was in Vegas, I was 15, and I did
Yeah, so
the
they
New
have a
York, New York.
hotel casino, and then they on the side it has a mini theme park, maybe
Yeah.
like one big roller coaster, and that's all inside. And it's not as cool as you think to have an inside park. So
No, I would imagine not, because you want to have the wind feel and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah, it's not as fun, and sometimes it gets a little muggy in there and a little warm. So
Okay,
so
that's not cool.
yeah, Joker faces mini golf is a thing here too. We have a
Please,
mini golf course that
please
they have
tell
a
me
lot
one
of
of the
things
holes
dedicated to a lot of
is
people.
like a Gene Simmons tongue. Is that one of the holes? Like you ever hit it up a big Gene Simmons tongue into the
Yeah,
mouth or
probably,
something?
probably. So before we get on, we're still doing pretty good on time here. We're doing great actually. You had something where you brought to my attention before the show that you wanted to share. Like I'm a big fan of the Tiki Room
Yeah.
at Disneyland with the birds and the singing. That one always
Um.
I always go there multiple times. So you have
So
something to
I
share that kind of relates
this
to
is
that, right?
something that no one knows about me.
Fun
Really at
fact.
all. Fun fact. So my parents honeymooned in Hawaii. They brought back some things which inspired me, and um, I kind of got into woodworking in my teens, and
Okay.
I made one thing for their anniversary, which I'm gonna bring out right now, which is a tiki idol. This is Lono, the god of peace and prosperity. I made it based
Here, I'm gonna
off.
blow you. I'm gonna make you big real quick. Hold on
Okay,
one second. There
so
you
this is Lono. It's not going to come in focus too well, but
go.
sorry about
And
that.
you
This
okay? You
is
said you carved this. Or you bought this.
I carved this.
Okay.
It took me a year and a half.
Wow.
I
Can
had
you
to.
rotate it around and kind of show us the side
Uh,
profile there?
I can show you the side. I have the fact. I have the facts about the god staple on the back. So
Okay.
because I wrote it down because my parents didn't know anything about it, so I put a little like printed out little
Oh.
speech to go through the whole thing because I kind of dig mythology and stuff. But this took me like a long time to do. I was surprised I was able to do it. I basically kind of snuck into a woodworker's shop and kind of begged him to teach me.
Yeah.
So,
Oops.
um, so this was the first one I've done. I will actually, I'll post the whole story, like the whole god or
Yeah.
deity aspect of it on Twitter later because it's a personal thing. I actually found it in storage recently as I've been going through stuff, and they gave it back to me because they thought like, well, it's your. Yeah, actually, my mom gave it back to me after my dad passed, so it was more of like it was too kind of hard for her to keep it type of deal.
Yeah.
But I have one other thing that I made around the same time, which is a little bit easier because this is actually very interesting. I'll put a picture up of it on my Instagram so people can
Okay.
see. But I made this for my first serious girlfriend, which is a totem face. I,
That's pretty cool. So you
I
carved this as well.
carved and painted it. I told her it was a self portrait of me. So just to give the full frame, and actually you can it hangs up. I basically when we broke up, I kind of told her, no, I'm not letting you keep something I spent 6 months making. So I'm taking it back, and it's gonna stay with me. And so this was a labor of passion when I hurt my ankle. I kind of got stuck not being able to do much, and that was kind of how we met. She had a tonsillectomy, blah blah blah, all kismet stuff that didn't need to be said. But these are some things I don't. Sadly, I can't. So when I was working at one of when I was working at one of my food related things, I slipped with a knife and stabbed through my left hand.
Oh,
What
jeez.
This still has a little bit of a scar. Luckily, it healed up pretty well. It cut some nerve endings in my left hand, which kind of made it a little bit more difficult for me to do some of that stuff. I'm sure if Tabitha was still here, she kind of understand about fingertips and art stuff. So
I know about that. Yeah.
I kind of stopped after that. I tried one time and I almost severed her finger because I wasn't feeling something. So
wow.
Little fun fact, please don't hit my left hand.
Yeah, Lee knows what that's all about.
Three of my fingers on my left hand have
yeah, you could probably. He's probably on your. He missed the ligaments though. He was pretty lucky. He stabbed himself with a knife.
Luckily, there was no damage to the ligaments, but it was damaging to some nerve receptors. So
okay.
That's that was sort of like I really missed that because it was really kind of therapeutic to do. But and I tried trying to do it only like once. It just doesn't work that way. You kind of needed both hands to do things. I don't know.
Yeah. So what do you do now? That's not that. What do you do now to kind of?
Well, that's where the cooking came. The cooking came into it, and luckily I can just fold my knuckles and not cut my hands.
Okay. Yeah.
Lee, you may have wanted to fold your knuckles over. So that's kind of like once that happened, once I healed up, I kind of switched focus more to that because it's still an art form. It's still something that takes creativity.
Yeah.
And stuff. I don't do the full like fancy plating.
You try to remake foods from the park, right?
Yeah, it's expensive now to try and do that. That's why I have like 17 videos ready, but I kind of I was gonna have and do a separate channel at some point, but I kind of want to focus on one at a time. So I'm just gonna build up like 300 videos and then one day just drop all of them.
Drop them like every other Tuesday or every couple days.
I'm saving that once my Disney channel gets enough people to actually similar like what Ryan did, where he built up his one channel and then did another one.
I mean, you're doing great work out there. You're always out there going to the parks. I always see you either live or you have some video from your live stream or a video that you recorded there, and you really focus on the food. You can tell from your passion about cooking is in your videos. So we do have a question for you. You ready? So it says, "What is your favorite meal you made?" I don't know if it's for the park or just something you did in general.
So my dad's mother was a chef at Macy's, and I had to be old enough to get a recipe from her, which has been handed down. I want to say about for 150 years.
Okay.
There's a recipe for Northern Italy for a bolognese. By Joker Voice. Sorry.
See you, Joker Face. Thanks for coming by. I know you work graveyard shift, so thanks for coming by. And then you can definitely catch Rogue. I'll put his link in the chat. I think I have already, but you can definitely catch him on YouTube. He's also on TikTok. You can find him on Instagram. So I'll put his LinkTree in the chat so everybody who wants to check him out can. Now your TikTok is kind of bigger than your YouTube, right?
All because of one video. So I don't know if I'm a one-hit wonder.
You made
But
fun of some Disney movie, I think you did. So
I made fun of Turning Red, not in a negative way. It was just a marketing commentary on how they announced the movie only on Disney Plus and kept the posters in front of movie theaters.
yeah.
Like this was, but back to the bolognese. So, uh, so it's I'm not going to go through the full recipe because I'm not supposed to, but I will say that it was the first time that I had to learn to work with oxtail. So that's
Okay.
one of the bones in it and one of the meats in it. This sauce, this bolognese, takes about 8 hours to get just right. It's not a quick thing. That's one of the reasons why I will never make it for a YouTube video because it's boring to sit there and
Okay.
wait for things to render down and scoop off fat and render down more. Um, but when I finally got it right, and my my dad told me I got it right, it's one of the best things I've like it's. I'll make it for if anyone's ever down. I will make it for them.
All right. So if I next time in Orlando, because I have met you in person
Yeah,
in Orlando, so maybe if I have a little bit more time, we can
yeah.
figure something out. And
Give me a day's notice so I can get the ingredients because oxtail's a little hard to find right now. But
maybe you can maybe if our two in the family or my family comes down for, yeah, we can come by and check out your cooking skills.
I will
Seems like you have a good
gladly
passion
cook.
for it.
I would gladly cook for people. That's something my dad and his side of the family instilled. We always were the entertainers. We always made sure everyone was fed. And if you didn't gain 2 pounds after visiting our house, we did something wrong.
Yeah, I always laugh at your videos because you're always eating something.
Yeah,
So,
that's probably not a good thing. I'll try to find some
but
healthier things to eat.
you say, oh, but you tell the people, what they want to hear. Don't buy this cupcake or this cookie or
Yeah,
this dinner
I am
because
honest
of
about all
something.
my takes with food or all my. I look. I do. I love Disney. Do I love their food?
So,
Yeah, but let's be honest. Some things are bad.
yeah,
And actually, Lee. If you're still in here, you have a very refined palate as well. Uh,
yeah.
do I wear toe shoes when I cook?
That's a good question.
So I do wear toe shoes in the house. Specifically, I wear these ones. Um, they are the most water friendly ones I have. I have that'll be a lot of food I have to cook. That's okay.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was like, my internet best friend. So we'll have to go in pairs. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
these are
that we.
you know these are the most water friendly ones I have. And I mean I have a pool. I live on a canal. My dog falls in the water a lot, so I kind of have to be in stuff that can get wet. And I cut my foot the first time I fell in the canal. Went in the canal on a piece of coral, so that was not fun.
Hey, Roto, thanks for coming by. We're about ready to wrap it up here soon. So, but thanks for stopping by. And the replay will be up later on. But thanks for coming. Oh, and
Uh,
Roto says, "Hey, Rogue."
hey,
Oh,
Roto, pleasure.
yep. Yep.
Um, Lee, you know I have two pairs of shoes. I wear feet shoes, and
Yeah, he only
I have
wears
a pair. I have a pair of
sandals and toe
sandals.
shoes.
I have a
So,
pair of leather ones somewhere that are dress ones for the toe shoes. I don't know where they are right now.
so, so, um, so, oh, Rayron, he was here. He must
Hey, you must
was
have been
working.
lurking.
So, nice to see you. So, um, all right. So I if you want to kind of wrap it up, kind of like say where else, you can find you on TikTok, YouTube, and there was
Well,
somewhere else, right? You now
I
are starting to make videos for someone else, correct?
so my first video for a certain channel that's Lee is also uh part of. I posted my first park hopping video not too long ago.
Yeah, so
was
you're part of
posted.
Park Harpin. Yep. Almost said it like
I'm the
almost
rookie. I'm the rookie hopper in the group. I can say.
rookie
I guess
hopper. So
I
now it's you. It's now Drunk 3PO. It's Tugs, Lee, and you. Correct?
yeah. I think Odin in the
Odin.
beginning used to be doing some stuff because I know he's a
Okay.
big fan of um, Cedar Point.
Okay. Well,
Um,
that's very cool. So hopefully we can see more video. I know your first one was about Minions. So
Popcorn buckets
hopefully,
and merch. Yeah, yeah. Uh,
yeah.
Park
So
hopping needs a SoCal rep. Theme park. I'm not the right person to ask about that stuff. I'm not.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're not the. Yeah, I don't know who to talk to about that, but you do great work, and I'm happy for you that you got that opportunity
Yeah,
because you
and
do a lot of work.
honestly,
You do a
man,
lot of hard work out there.
I'm glad you stepped up and started doing your own show.
Yeah.
You have. I mean, you're a great
Well,
interviewer.
oh, thanks. So, yeah, it's quite the adventure so far. I again, that's why I wanted to have R2, Maria, and you as one of my first three guests was because all three of you were gave me the fellow YouTube community out of them. You gave me the encouragement to kind of do this, so I just wanted to thank you for that and kind of give
Oh,
you the
no
honor.
problem. Thank you for having me on. I'm a weird person. I'm surprised you want to talk to me.
Oh yeah, you're fun, and you're always welcome back, of course. And you do other stuff too, like you do movie reviews with Legion Games on
Yeah, yeah.
Fridays, and
I'm
sometimes
not just a theme park guy. No, I'm not just.
yeah, and sometimes you even come on the other channel that I'm a part of with R2 and
Yeah.
Maria after the weekend where we do reviews. So you can find me there next time. So if you like seeing me on screen, you can see me Monday. We're doing a game night again. That was such a great hit with some of our fans. So we're
Is
gonna do that.
R2 still here? Can we tease something that's coming up
Tease something that's coming up. I don't know what
on
you mean.
the thing coming up on Saturday in a little bit? Can we tease that?
I
R2, are you still here?
I don't know if he's still here. So
Oh,
um,
well, there's going to be a little bit of a crossover between my channel and after
yeah,
the
I
weekend.
don't know if I want to. Oh, he's here. I don't know if I want to ruin it for him. I think he wants to make a pretty big announcement.
Okay, so yes, you're here, or yes, you want me to say something.
I
Let's
don't
just
know what
say
he's.
there will be an interesting thing
There,
happening in the future.
there might be
There might be some cohesion.
yeah, what do they call that? Where when
A
businesses when they
coupling, a
sync
merger,
together. Yeah, we're gonna.
a
I don't know if a merge.
symbiotic. Do it.
Now he's asking us to do it. We're not gonna do it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna let him.
No, I think R2 gets to say this. We'll let him make the announcement on Monday.
We'll let him do the announcement. Maybe he can do like a YouTube short or whatever. But yeah, you can find me there on After the Weekend on Mondays. Where, like I said, we're doing a game night.
Crossover. Yeah, that's a good
crossover. There you go. Crossover. So there you go. So yeah, and then you can find me here every Wednesday, and you can also find me on Twitter where I do a little, tweet nonsense. So if you like what you see there, you like what you see here, please hit the like and share. But again, Tom, Rogue Disney, thanks for stopping by.
Oh yeah, no problem.
It's been great to see you. And you're welcome back anytime. And everyone else in the chat, it was great seeing you, everybody. I think
there's a game night. I can play on a game night. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think Tom is coming on. We're gonna invite you to the game night. I'll talk to you after. So yeah. So, but yes.
Kaylee, you just
oh no,
at the end.
Haley just popped in. Oh hey, what's going on? We're about ready to pull the covers down. So good night, everyone. Thanks again for coming by. I really appreciate all the encouragement, the likes, the subs, and everything. So I'll see you next Wednesday, and we'll see you later.